And here we are. As they say, we're going to the dogs. We're here with Pamela Terhune, who is the founder of the Grateful Rescue and Sanctuary. Thank you for inviting me here tonight with little Harry.
Oh, hi, Harry.
And Reese, they get along great. They
Oh,
always
yeah.
have.
Well, thank you for coming. You know, you're my bestie.
Oh.
I love having you at these. People come here to see you, Patty.
Yeah. Right.
They do.
No, they come here to see the doggies. Tell us why we're here and what's going to happen tonight.
Well, it's our fall gala, and we have got the immense honor of it being held at the Rahal Letterman Lanigan headquarters. Now, that's not something you can get into very easy. You have to be like a car sponsor or something like that. But the Rahals have been kind enough to let us let us use their facility for our gala tonight.
And it's sold out.
It's sold out. It sold out a week ago.
Oh, yes,
we're so happy to have all this support and all the love for the animals. Doug Bowles,
president of the IMS.
Yeah.
And who else is coming?
We'll have Jenny DeVoe. We'll have Conor Daly.
Oh.
And Al Unser Jr.
I just saw little Al.
Yeah.
Yes. And you've got wonderful things that are being auctioned off, including a coat from David Letterman.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Dave Letterman himself. And he doesn't do that very often. He gave us a Letterman jacket, and it was from The Late Show, and signed it right in here on the inside of the quilting.
Very nice. Well, he loves animals. So
he does love the animals.
For that, we love him.
And we love Dave.
Yeah. So anyway, you can see our little puppies are ready for the show, and we are going to take a look.
One of the cool things about being in Indianapolis is all the different race shops. Probably the newest race shop right now is the Rahal Letterman Lanigan Race Shop where we are right now. It's a beautiful facility. It's pretty amazing. I don't think a lot of people don't know when they think race shops, oftentimes they think garage. When you come in a place like this, you realize it's more like a palace. And it's pretty cool to have an opportunity. Graham's mom really involved in animals, so getting her involved here, it's a really cool opportunity to do that and celebrate and try and make a difference.
We've been working with Norma Unser, who has brought Al into the circle, and then they spread the word to the race community.
Well, I'm very proud to be involved with Grateful Rescue, and I have a lot of dogs. I've always had a lot of dogs. So when I met Pamela, I just just instantly wanted to get involved in it. And of course, Bobby Rahal's my ex-husband, and I just thought it would be a spectacular place to have this, which I think it's turned out very, very well.
Supporting causes like this, I love dogs, love animals in general. So when Debbie Rahal asked me to be involved, I of course said yes.
So I love dogs, and I'm a firm believer that they find you, you don't find them. And so since Beth and I have been married, we've had 3 dogs in our marriage. Our most recent one is a dog named Cash. He's a golden doodle. He's 5 now, 85 pounds. I love him because he follows me everywhere. He wags his tail. He just hangs out with you. He thinks he's a lap dog. I don't know how you get through life without a dog in your life. And I grew up with dogs, and it's just one of those things that I really love to have. And Cash found us, and it's pretty fun to have around.
My girlfriend has a golden retriever, Honey, and she is a fantastic dog. So I get to interact with her quite a lot, which is very, very cool. And there's nothing like the love between a dog and people. It's just we don't deserve dogs. Dogs are awesome.
My mom's side is from Speedway, so I grew up around the racetrack and have been involved since I was just a little kid, and now through work I've been able to meet a lot of them, so it's fun to get involved in the community and put some faces in the people you see on the track.
Love of racing has started. I'd recently moved to Indy, so getting into the IndyCar series, all of that stuff recently, and then we're actually getting a dog next week.
Yeah, I think it's just an important organization for the community and getting awareness, getting dogs adopted and pets and getting them in homes. And there's a lot of people in this community that have been getting pets, especially since COVID, so taking advantage of rescues and not just, getting them in an unethical way. So I think it's a great opportunity.
I think the cool thing about, especially IndyCar drivers, especially in the Indianapolis area, there's so many of those drivers, and so many of them have different interests, so we're able to help a lot of different organizations based on the interests. one interest that I think most of our drivers have is in animals, and in particular dogs and pets. So when you have an opportunity to help somebody like Pamela, who's invested in making sure these dogs are rescued and then making sure that these dogs are trained to really make a difference in people's lives, it's a great opportunity for us to use our platform as race car drivers or working in the racing industry to help somebody like Pamela make a difference.
I think there's a lot of folks in our industry in motorsport that just are in a position to help, and when they do have a chance to help, they do it because our sport's tough and our sport's dangerous, and like there is oftentimes a lot of people and families that need support in our sport. So when we're able to help others as well, depending on where it is, or animals, of course, I think every single person in the IndyCar paddock loves dogs, so that's easy to do, and thankfully it's a good community.
I just think it's a great thing. I think, you know, everybody loves animals and so on, and Grateful Rescue is a wonderful facility and all that kind of thing. And so, yeah, I love my dogs, I can tell you that. So they kept me company and keep me from being too sad and all that kind of stuff, which, you know, pets do that. They raise your spirits, and so it's all good. Got copies of the book here this evening.
Just a few, they're for the auction.
Yeah, there you go.
Donate what you can, because they need something all the time, whether it's dog food or blankets, anything like that. Monetary donations to go to the vet bills, anything like that they need. So that's what we try to reach out to people to try to do.
It's humbling, it's emotional, and it's exciting because the larger our family grows, the more exciting it gets, because it's just a step closer to achieving our dreams. And then they spread the word, and it seems like each thing is getting bigger. Each event we have is getting larger in numbers.
Thank you for supporting Grateful Rescue.
Thank you for supporting Grateful Rescue.
Thank you for supporting Grateful Rescue.
Diesel was at risk for not being chosen because he had a lot going on with him. He had heartworm, and he was in an emaciated state. Been kept by an owner that kept him chained. When nobody would buy him, she tried to sell him to a research lab, and they even said no. He was refused by a research lab because he wasn't healthy enough. And time was running out for this rescue to vacate all their dogs. And I saw this picture of Diesel with a chain around his neck, and they told us the story of how he was chained, starved, and attempted to be sold. And I knew that with having heartworm, he probably would not be chosen, and I just fell in love with him. He had a wonderful smile on his face, and here he was in this horrible situation, and he was still smiling and forgiving, and I guess he thought that was just life. I knew that the ones that were left behind will die, because but they said it straight up. The ones that aren't chosen will be euthanized because the rescue had to vacate. Okay. So he's been on a slow kill heartworm treatment, and that requires one heartworm treatment, and then he's not allowed to run for 4 weeks. So today is the day that he is free to run, and so we're excited, and we love Diesel. And that's what Grateful Rescue does. We take the ones that need us the most, that need care, and we make them whole again. So now Diesel's available for adoption, and he is completely well now. Aren't you? Yes. I hope he has the best life in the world, because he deserves it. I wish I could keep him because I love him, but I know that he could have a better life somewhere else. Without that support, we wouldn't be able to do what we do. So we thank the supporters
from the bottom of our heart. And Diesel, I know, is very grateful.
Ladies and gentlemen, meet Diesel. He's a cute little guy. He'll be walking around and visiting with you. We live on 22 acres, and whenever I was so touched by all that, I started redoing my 22 acres to shove as many dogs as I could comfortably fit into this property, and I want to save more. So we bought an additional 38 acres. It's right on the other side of our property, and we're driving for that first $1 million. So if we can get there, and I know we can, we'll be able to save thousands.
Just over a mountain, the peaceful valley, so few get to know, but I may never get there in this life and time. Sooner or later is there we will go. Sooner or later is there we will go.
I'm Brian Calvert. This is my celebrity dog, Dixie the praying dog. Tell him hi, Dixie. Good girl. Good girl. Okay, we got it.
What are we doing here tonight?
We're here to help our friends at Grateful raise some money for the rescue. Anything we could do for them, we're all on board for it. Anything we could do to help raise money for cats and dogs and bring up the awareness to get more adoptions out there. And we use Dixie's followers on our social media to help bring awareness to events like this and the rescues like that. So how did Dixie get so famous? Well, we started out doing therapy dog work for some veterans and started our social media. We got recognized by Hollywood. They asked us to audition for a TV series for Amazon Prime in 2019. We got accepted out of like 400 dogs, and in 2020, they flew us to LA and we flew around the world, filmed this amazing show called The Pack. It's like the Amazing Race with Dogs. So I'm just Dixie's chauffeur. I just get her where she needs to be and put smiles on people's faces.
She'll pray sometimes.
Yeah, Dixie, can you show me how to pray? Dixie, pray. 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 Amen. Good girl.
We're building a place where homeless animals find forever homes. A place where people connect with animals in a beautiful park. A place that brings people and pets together, building lifelong bonds. That place is the Grateful Rescue and Sanctuary, a proud partner with Best Friends Animal Society.
Gourmet cuisine, breathtaking views, and a vibrant space to connect and enjoy. Skyline Club Indy, 36 stories high above downtown Indianapolis. Join the club today and enjoy an elevated experience. Take part in a full schedule of events and special gatherings. Skyline Club Indy, a place to celebrate.
Let's let Sam know about something even more urgent than his morning coffee.
Hey Sam, did you know it's kitten season?
Right now, thousands of kittens are in shelters across the nation, and they're in need of love and care. If you foster a kitten, even for a week, you'll be giving them the chance to grow up and find families of their very own. What's in it for you? You'll get to start your day with a smile, and your social posts will be way cuter too. Save some tiny lives today. Visit bestfriends.org/kittens.
We have a fabulous gentleman who is the president of Indianapolis Motor Speedway, IMS, as we call it. Doug Bowles is working his way up here, the man in blue, and he's going to tell you all about it. And he's a dog lover too. Here's Doug Bowles.
Let's hear it for Patty Smidler. Is Patty just amazing? I get a chance to do TV shows occasionally in the morning, and we end up seeing each other, and she loves animals. It's to her core. Thank you so much for being who you are. You are so good for our community, and we're so excited to have you here tonight.
You love me.
I do love you. Of course I do. So I start every conversation off when I'm speaking to folks with something that doesn't necessarily connect to Pamela and Grateful Rescue. We are 197 days away from the 109th running day. How cool is that, right? And when we're that close to such a special event in a place like RLL, just thank you to everybody at RLL for hosting this. This is such an amazing facility. When you grow up and live in central Indiana, racing is a part of what you do, and there's so many great race shops, and this is one of the newest shops, if not right now, the newest shop in our entire place. And if you look at the other buildings around here, this is fabulous. Thank you so much, RLL, for allowing us to come here. Debbie Berry, thank you so much for your passion for Pamela and for animals. It is amazing. So my wife, Beth, and Debbie have known each other for 40 years, and we've got about 3 acres, about 2 miles from Debbie's house, and Debbie's dogs come out and hang out with our now 1 dog, and they're running around the backyard, so it's a lot of fun to see those dogs. But I'm excited to be here because one of the things I love about IndyCar drivers is the passion that they have for a lot of different things. So when we're in this market and we have an opportunity to raise money and make a difference in different places, there's always drivers who care about what's going on. And we have a ton of drivers who have dogs and love dogs. And Graham unfortunately couldn't make it tonight. He was planning, something came up. Conor was able to be here, so it was cool to have Conor here if you had a chance to see him. We've got 2 race car drivers that I know of that are in here today. Zachary Tinkle, who is a young up-and-coming driver. Zachary, if you can stand up there in the back, thank you so much. Zachary's running in the Fender cars. It's okay, we like that, but he works his tail off. He's somebody I got to meet 4 or 5 years ago. I get thank you notes from him. I get updates from him. He's an amazing person. If you've got 5 minutes to talk to him, he is not just a race car driver, but he's out trying to figure out how to raise money because it takes money to go racing. Zachary, thank you so much for all you do for the community. Really appreciate that. And then we got Dixie, the praying dog back there. You can't go wrong with Dixie. Thank you so much, Dixie, for the shout out. And then, Al, I got to mention, ladies and gentlemen, 2-time Indianapolis 500 winner, So Al, stay standing. No, Al, don't sit down yet. So I'm kind of known for my blue jackets and my blue suits, and because I love blue, but one blue jacket that I will never get is a blue jacket Al's having. This year, before the Indianapolis 500, we got all of the Indy 500 winners, brought them out, and they all got given their blue Indianapolis 500 winner jacket. And if you see Al later, ask him to open it up, because it's got some pretty cool images of Al's wins. The jacket itself, the jacket lives at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, so the drivers can't take it home, but when they're out in the community in Indianapolis doing something, they can request to have it. Literally at 1:15 in the morning last night, I got a text from Al that said, hey, can I come get my blue jacket for the event tomorrow? So Al, thank you so much for that. You know, one more thing about Al, lots of things about Al. So he's a 2-time Indy 500 winner, but he won Long Beach 6 times. He won Pikes Peak Hill Climb. He's a 2-time IndyCar champion. He ran in IROC. There was never a more versatile driver in our history than Al Unser Jr. Thank you for spending time with us tonight. And now for the reason we're here. So Pamela and the Grateful Rescue is such an amazing story. We think about how important animals are to us and how great it is to come home and see that wagging tail and see that face. And that dog that wants you to feed them, or that dog that wants you to go outside, or that dog that just wants to sit on your lap when you're trying to watch TV. There's nothing better in the world than dogs. And rescuing dogs is important, but Pamela takes it another step. She doesn't just rescue those dogs. She figures out a way to help those dogs make a difference in people's lives who are going through difficult times. She helps those dogs transition so that they can go into homes and they can make those people happy. Pamela, thank you so much for everything that you do and Grateful Rescue does. And everyone here, thank you for being part of this. Bid, I think you've got 5 minutes left. It's important we raise money for Pamela and Grateful Rescue. Thanks for being here tonight.
I'm Pamela Terhune, your host, and we're joined today by Zachary Tinkle. Zachary's a race car driver. And who do we have here?
This is my pug Zuzu.
Zuzu. And tell me about Zuzu. How did you come across Zuzu?
Well, so we first came across Zuzu when some people my mother and I knew called Kentuckiana Pug Rescue, and they had rescued, I think it was about 15 or so pugs that came from a Chinese meat market that they had flown in from China, and she was one of them. And initially we were planning to just foster her, but she quickly became part of the family, and well, we've had her ever since.
She is precious. And we recently went down to Daytona, and we have that on film. So let's take a look at our Racing for Rescues program. And we're here at the Daytona International Speedway with Zachary Tinkle, who's getting ready to compete in the ARCA race today. How you feeling, Zach?
I am really looking forward to it. I got a good night's sleep last night. You know, I'm looking forward to running here to Daytona. It's, you know, I'm one of only 36 that gets to go out there and race today. You know, my crews work their butts off, and we've, you know, it's a whole off season of effort. Finally get to race here at Daytona. I've been dreaming of this since, you know, my mom says I came out the womb wanting to race, and I've wanted to do this as long as I can remember, and today I finally get to run here. So I'm really, really looking forward to it.
Well, for the Racing for Rescues initiative, for us, we go around and we take animal supplies to animal shelters across the nation in conjunction of races that I went to and will be going to. And so what we usually do is we have a trailer that I used to have for my race car in, that now is the Racing for Rescues trailer, and we try and fill it to the brim with animal supplies, whether that just be something as simple as pet food or cat food, dog food, you name it, or if we go take, you know, dog toys, dog treats, or anything like that the rescue feels they're in need of. And a lot of things people don't think about is cleaning supplies, is that's actually one of the most highly requested from rescues.
And it does take a physically fit body to race. People may not know that, but tell us what it takes to be physically fit in order to be a race car driver.
For us, it's definitely a lot of physical fitness, and for me, it is definitely a lot of, one thing that most people don't think about is neck strength, is because of the cornering. It does a lot of the G-forces on your neck, and heat resistance training, where you're the cockpit of the car, there's no air conditioning in it, so it can easily get up to 160 degrees on average, or even as high as 200 degrees. So heat resistance training comes very well, and especially hydration is very key, along with upper body strength where you're turning the steering wheel, and mainly endurance, because it's a race is several hours. So it's more about endurance than physical strength.
And how can viewers follow Zachary Tinkle Racing?
Well, we have of course, my website, zacharytinkle.com, and then we have my social medias, like my Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and my TikTok with @ZacharyTinkle, and that's how you can find me on the internet.
Looks like we can find Zachary just about anywhere on social media.
All
Thank
right.
you, Zachary.
We thank you for joining us on this special event, the gala, and raising money, raising awareness, and helping shelter and animals that have been maybe abused or neglected, and getting them good homes. Like again, I got my Harry from Grateful Rescue and Sanctuary. Thank you, Pamela.
Thank you, Patty. And thank you for joining us. And we'll see you next week on Grateful Rescue TV.